got another question in there asking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and its impressive runtime. Check it out.
Hey, John and crew. This is Sam from San Antonio, Texas. I'm calling in regards to Spider-Man Across the Universe. I'm not sure if you saw the reports that are saying that it has a runtime of 2 hours and 20 minutes, making it the longest animated movie ever. Does this get you excited? I know that a runtime doesn't really tell you if a movie's going to be good or bad, but what's your level of excitement at? Anyways, thank you guys, and bring on the filthy.
All right, thanks for calling that in, Sam. And yes, Spider-Man, not in the universe, but Across the Spider-Verse, reports have now come out, and apparently AMC Theaters' website has confirmed the runtime of 2 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, that information might change, but there seems to be enough information there to say that, yeah, it's a 2 hour and 20 minute movie. It may surprise you to find out that that makes it not the longest animated film of all time. There are several animations from Japan and internationally that have had longer runtimes. But as far as Hollywood productions go, at 2 hours and 20 minutes, it would be the longest Hollywood produced animated film of all time. And that's weird to think about because we live in an era right now that Oppenheimer's probably going to be 3 hours. We're talking about some other movie that's coming out soon that's pushing 4 hours. You know, the Mission Impossible is creeping up over the 3 hour mark. So we're kind of becoming accustomed to hearing about these movies with really long runtimes, but Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse would be the longest. To put that in context a little bit, now let's take a look at the list of the other longest ones. So remember, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, they're seeing 2 hours and 12 minutes. Incredibles is the fifth longest, well, now the sixth longest, at 1 hour and 55 minutes. Cars was 1 hour and 57 minutes. Incredibles 2 was 2 hours and 6 minutes. Also, Fantasia was 2 hours and 6 minutes. And the 1978 animated Lord of the Rings was 2 hours and 12 minutes, which had been the longest produced animated film in Hollywood of all time. And now along we've got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The reason that this doesn't surprise me terribly much is because how long they've been working on this movie. You got to remember, not at this CinemaCon we were just at, but last year's CinemaCon, they showed us like 15 minutes of it. And they were still hard at work. A year later, they're still working on it. I mean, it's coming out here soon. And it is probably that and Dune are my two most anticipated films left on the docket this year. I still can't get over how much I loved the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Again, to me, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, and that's fine. That movie came out in 2018, and I think that was the best comic book movie of the year. And that was the same year that Infinity War and Black Panther came out. And to me, that year belonged to Miles Morales. But at any rate, it's pretty funny when you look at it in comparison that this would make it the longest of all time. Chris, you know, were you surprised? Number one, were you surprised to hear that runtime of 2 hours and 20 minutes?
No.
And then were you surprised when we start considering the context that this actually makes it the longest Hollywood animated film of all time? What do you think about that?
I'm not surprised by this runtime because we have so many freaking spider people in this. We are introducing so many new people to the cast, and we are talking about multiverses and moving through them. And we've got Bombastic Bagman. Hell yes. So I think this makes sense. But when you do equate it to all these other films, it is really interesting to see that this is among the longest of these American releases, I suppose, right? The Hollywood ones, as you said. But that said, I feel like they probably took the time that they needed. Because I feel like from what we've seen of this movie already, from what we know of the first one, they really, really nailed the pacing in Spider-Verse the first go. And so I'm assuming, I could be wrong because this is an assumption, I'm assuming we're taking the time we need here because what we saw at CinemaCon was a beautiful family moment, right? That had these great beats and really just connected Miles and his mom on this great mother-son familial moment that had so much heart to it. And that makes me really excited that we're taking the time to do those kinds of moments with the big bombastic action and everything we see in the trailers. We also have to establish why there's going to be this beef between him and Miguel. We have a lot to get through. So this length makes sense to me. And I actually just bought my ticket online while we were doing this story.
I was like, wondering what you were doing over there. I said, look up and Chris
oh shit, I have to get my ticket. Because my friend Tiffany was like, hey, I grabbed a seat already. And this isn't even for the first show of the day. I got the last two seats for my theater for this particular showing. So you guys get your tickets. I don't think anyone's being, deterred by these run times or anything. Get your tickets now while you can so you can see this. I am not somebody who buys movie tickets ahead of time. I usually just walk to the theater and get them when I can because I'm a chaos demon. But man, get those tickets.
All right, look, I should point this out too. Longer runtime does not equal better movie. Right?
No.
Every movie has the runtime that's best for it. Some movies, the best runtime for it is 3 hours. Some movies, the best runtime is 90 minutes. Should be pointed out that the first Spider-Verse movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I thought was the best comic book movie of the year, it clocked in under 2 hours.
Yes.
And it was the best comic book movie of the year. This one is almost a full 25 minutes longer than the first one. And look, all I know is I cannot wait to see this movie. I'm so excited. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse apparently is clocking in at 2 hours and 20 minutes, making it the longest Hollywood animated film of all time and almost a full 25 minutes longer than the previous Spider-Verse movie. Are you excited about this? Could you not care less? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Rocket Money. The average person has around 12 paid subscriptions. Think about that. If you think you're only subscribed to a handful of services, you might want to double check. With Rocket Money, you can quickly identify and cancel all of your unwanted subscriptions. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want and don't even use. Simply find the subscription you don't want and press cancel, and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as the click of a button. My wife Ann and I moved out of Burbank 2 years ago, and one of the first things I discovered when I loaded up Rocket Money was that I was still paying for a gym membership I haven't even been to in Burbank in 2 years. So stop throwing away your money. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Campea. That's rocketmoney.com/Campea. rocketmoney.com/Campea.